from pirates? You're the lowest. Wait, Chopper, but take care of him first. What is happening? Shantaha guys, I'm Judy and today I'm going to be watching One Piece episodes 233, 234, and 235. And in the last episode, Usopp was kidnapped by the Frankie family, who apparently their regular kind of, what they do pretty much is go after pirates and I guess take their bounty on the side, but also they mostly just dismantle ships from pirates. So that's kind of what they do, and they were after our crew, we knew that, and now they kidnapped Usopp. And apparently the ship is too broken to be fixed. The Gaimon Go is going to go. It seems like go for good. I don't know. Wow, I didn't see it coming so soon. And also Robin is, it's not clear what's going on with her. She just disappeared on us. So all of this is happening at the same time. Let's get into this episode and see where it takes us. Check out my Patreon to get way ahead on One Piece reactions or reactions to other shows that you might be interested in, like My Hero Academia or Demon Slayer. But most importantly, I hope you enjoyed this reaction. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to help my channel grow. Don't forget to support the original content, and let's get into it. It means we can't.
お前たちの船はわしらの腕でももう直ねえ。本当にもう走れねえのか。
What the hell?
あ、人型になったお前かと。じゃあ、あの仮面のやつは一体誰だったんだ。それに突然消えちまったのも妙だ。
ああ。
Totally.
ピンの匂いもあそこで消えていた。
They have a secret way to go through places. I don't know.
なんか言ってたっけ？
ロビンちゃんの過去をつつくようなこと言ってたろ。そして俺たちもいつか後悔すると。
そういえ
But come on.
それとロビンが消えたことと関係があるのか？
わからねえ。
But yeah, it makes sense he would start doubting a little bit. Or at least keep it in mind.
そうだな。
ひとっ走り頼むぜ。
Okay, we're just waiting for her then. Oh, with everything, with the tangerine grove that we have on there too. Which is exactly why it's so bad that they're telling you that.
金は関係ないわ。船作りはまずそいつを据えることから始まり、船首材、船尾材、六根材、肋骨、柱材、甲板張り、すべての木材をその竜骨を中心に緻密。
So the keel is broken?
それが船だ。船の全骨格の土台である竜骨は船の命。そいつがひどく損傷したからといって。
Yeah, that makes sense.
できねえってわけさ。それじゃあ。 船を一から作るのと同じことだ。
That makes sense, yeah, because everything's built on it.
もう誰にも直せねえ。お前らの船はもう死を待つだけのただの組木だ。
じゃあ、だったらよ、もう一回一から船を作ってくれよ。ゴーイングメリー号を作ってくれ。グッポーン。それも無理だ。
Why?
似た船なら作ってやれるが。
But it will never be the same. And it's gonna be kind of unfair to the current Go Merry-Go to just be like, oh, we're replacing you with. You should go for like a completely new ship. You have to learn to rest.
そうなるの。 このまま沈むのを待つか、さっさと解体してしまうか。
So maybe the Frankies can dismantle her now. I don't know where we're going with this. Except that we're going to have to say goodbye and build a new one from scratch.
金はあるんだろう？聞けば船はキャラベルだそうだな。そもそもそんな古い方の船じゃ、この先の航海も厳しかろう。
いや。 乗り換える気はね。
Okay, so what are we doing?
信じられるかお前ら、あの船がどんだけ頑丈か知らねえからそんなこと言うんだ
Yeah, what are you hoping to happen?
それでも一船の船長か
You have to make the difficult decisions.
あれだな。よく考えて、船を買う気になったらまた来い。世話してやる。ゲート前にお客が来てますね。
面会のアポイントメントは入っておりませんが。
また世界政府のお役人のようで。追い返しましょうか。
World government.
そうだな。いねえと言え。しかしまた、すごい熱がついてるぞ。
Is that what that is?
俺は失礼。じゃあ、帰っていただくんで。そうしてくれ。待ちたまえ、アイスバーグ。
What the hell is that?
おい、お前ら隠れろ。政府の役人だ。
Oh, okay.
まあ、
We haven't seen you, right?
今日は俺いねえんで。いや、
Today I'm not around.
海列車に来たのだ。嫌わないでいただく。
Where did you come from? You can smell them? You can smell pirates?
いやら、海賊の匂いがする。
What the hell?
まあいい。とにかくあなたとお話し。お前嫌い。帰り。子供か。きっちり大人だ。まあそう意固地にならず。今日はあなたに得な話を持ってきたのです。話だけ。
What do you want? What do you look like, like agents from CIA or something? Not really. Like mafia something. Yeah, mafia dudes. What do they want?
何どうしたの
There's no money in it.
カバン持って隠れた時に気がついたんだけど
They're super light.
やっぱ軽いどうした
Because you've been
冗談やめて
robbed.
軽いわけが
You know it. Nami, you already had a suspicion before.
わけがニロックベリーないやっぱしないよく見たらこのケース私たちのじゃないわ
Oh, okay. They just replaced them. I was wondering why they were so patched up.
ありまへん
Usopp is gone, too.
なんだよりかぐ。お前さっきフランキー一家と一緒にいなかったか？何言うとる？わしは今日はフランキー一家など見かけておらんぞ。
What?
確かにおめえの長え鼻を確認。
Oh, it's Usopp. Usopp!
フランキー一家と一緒にいたの
一緒にいたというか、抱えられて連れてかれたという。
誘拐じゃないルフィ、急いで探すのよ
Did his bed hair just transfer to his mustache?
待ってろよ、ウソップ金
というか、あいつらの作業場は、お前らが船止めてるっていう岩場の岬からずっと北東へ行った海岸にある
Oh,
フランキーハ
oh, it's far away. Frankie house. Oh, what a house.
チリを探してる暇はないわとりあえず、このお金を船に置いてこなきゃ2億返せって1億持って乗り込んだらカモにネギ添えに行くみたいなことになっちゃう
Yeah, thank you for realizing that.
ゾロたちに連れてって思い知らせてやるフランキーか海賊から泥棒しようなんてはい
Stealing from pirates? You're the lowest. Okay, sure. So I guess stealing from babies is like a little bit higher than that.
ソップがうまく逃げてくれてるといいんだけど
Got away? I wouldn't count on that, but who knows?
おい誰か知ってるやつはいねえのか
She's not gonna make it to the ship.
ヤガラちゃん、ちょっとストップ
But having Zoro will Oh! Okay, they left him for dead? What they do to him?
ナビ合わせる顔がねえよ
Forget about it. Mary's gone. Oh god. Gross.
みんなで取り返すから。ひどいやられ方。きっと動かさない方がいいわ。ウソップ、少しだけここにいて。私、急いで船に戻って火星を呼んでくる。チョッパーも呼んで手当てしてもらうから。
Yeah, except they're not on the ship, so what are we doing?
しないで。この先にあいつらのアジトがあるらしいから、そのまま叩き潰して終わりよ。ちょっと、あんたら見せ物じゃないっつってんでしょ。いいウソップ、ここでじっとしててね。
Isn't that like a doctor in the city or something? Because Chopper is not there. Maybe she'll fight, like, I mean, they're just kind of hanging around the city, so maybe she'll come across them. Yeah.
新しい船を買う決断をするにしても、無理にでも他の誰かに修理改良を頼むにしても、
You need to get the money.
船に全て注ぎ込むくらいランクアップをしなきゃ、この先の航海は確かに難しい。
You know it.
絶対必要なんだ。必ず取り返さなきゃ。
Yeah.
本当かよ。
Oh, they came back?
戦場にいる3人が何らかの答えを出してくれた。しかし、話が極端すぎるぜ。だってお前見ろ。船はいつもと変わらねえし。
I know, it's gonna be sad.
海を渡ってきたじゃねえか。
渡ってきたからこそだろ。人間なら波を越えるたび強くもなるが、船は違う。痛みをただ蓄積するだけだ。
Oh. What a tragic way to put it. Like she was only suffering with all this time.
なんていうか。
俺、メリー号が好きだぞ。
I don't know what he's gonna say. He's already like in a depression over something else.
みたいだな。ルフィとウソップはどうした？ナミさん、なんかあったの
？So Luffy went where?
どうですか、兄貴。すげえ、大したもんだってみろ。
I guess they'll catch up eventually.
念願のあれが手に入るってもんだぜ。やりましたね、兄貴。苦節3年、それさえ手に入ればと言いながら、長かった。
Get what?
半端な金が入ってはヤガラレースに夢をかけて。一問だ。賞金首を務めては、飲んで騒いで。一問だ。なかなか。
So what you think is gonna be different?
よくべり。ついに耳揃った。
Oh, you needed 200 exactly for the business.
500万ベリー、俺からの感謝の気持ちだ。好きなだけ飲み食いしろや。さすがに限界だ。
Okay. 5 million out of the 200 million? Who is it? I'm betting it's Zoro and Sanji and... Oh, it's Usopp, shit! Whoa. And walk all the way here and face you. Oh, he has a mask on.
それは俺たちの船を修理するための。
It's so tragic that he doesn't even realize. But in any case, we need the money, yeah. Even if he doesn't realize it's not exactly to repair the ship.
やっとメリー号の絆をしてやれるんだ。お前らなんかに渡してたまるか。
I didn't expect him to come back, but Yeah, good for us. Like, I really felt for him. Poor dude. Like, he's he cares so much about the ship. I guess more than anybody else, because it kind of came from Kaya and, people he knew. And also he was kind of in charge of repairing it as best as he could. And now, and now he has to do, like, whatever it takes to bring, the money back. Because, like, I was kind of thinking, like, okay, it's like everybody knows that you're not exactly a fighter or like a very strong person right now. So I was like thinking, like, okay, you should just go back to your crew, and get reinforcement. And but it definitely, like, it hurts him even deeper. Like, the fact that he couldn't do this for the merry-go, like, on top of everything, kind of, it's like for the sake of the ship, and he couldn't even do, like, it's like one of the things that's most important to him. That's like his responsibility as far as he's concerned. And even for that, he couldn't, he couldn't handle it, like, and protect the money no matter what. So, yeah, so it was definitely something, like, that's, I think, why he couldn't face the crew. Because it's not really about, like, yes, he's weak, but it's not really even about that. It's about, like, disappointing himself, I think, most of all. And the entire crew, because it's like the ship is the entire crew. So it's like, it's more than just getting beat up and being weak. It's like, it's failing his like the most important responsibility that he has. Anyway, so he came back on his own. Obviously, it's kind of stupid, but it's also very noble of him. And we'll see how far he, manages to hold his own. I'm sure he will. He will probably get very beat up even more and barely be able to stand, but he will. I think he will probably hold out until someone comes. And it might take a while, I feel like. And then, like, on top of that, and then you will hear that, like, eventually you will have to hear that, that the money isn't even going to be able to repair Mary. But, like, that's, like, another thing. Like, in any case, we need the money, and everybody at this point knows that the ship is unsalvageable except for Usopp. And for Usopp, it means the most. Like, it was like, I think Zoro said, like, no, Chopper said, I think. What will Usopp do when he hears about this? Or Zoro, I don't remember who said it. Someone said it, and it's true. Like, they all know that they're going to marry means like so much to Usopp. Like, they're all worried about him in a way. Not all, to be honest. But they kind of know that to Usopp, like, this ship, like, losing this ship is gonna, be really heartbreaking, and he's, like, worried for the ship and for, the crew, for disappointing the crew and the ship, I guess, which is, like, their home. So, yeah, we really need help. I hope that he doesn't, I don't know, that something, well, probably not. Like, he won't die. Okay, so at least there's that. Like, but I don't know how long, he's gonna have to keep on going, though. And I do feel like he needs to achieve something here, because he wants to prove to himself and to the crew that he's capable of protecting what's important to him, So he needs to, like, he can't just be barely holding on and so desperate and then be saved by the other members of the crew. I think he needs to, like, make a stand of his own that really means something. Of course, when the crew comes, it will be kind of like to show him that it's okay. And, like, they don't hold him responsible for this, and they don't think that, that he's to blame or anything like that. Like, it will be kind of a affirmation for him that they, like, that they're there for him and he doesn't have to face this alone. But it's kind of not exactly what he needs. Like, he needs to stand on his own before, and then they can, like, come and help, I guess. And Luffy, I'm sure he will do something eventually. I don't know. Like, he will find something, come across something, help with somehow, I guess. And okay, the Frankie dude, like, if he's the guy who's supposed to join our crew, like, we don't see his face, which I wonder why. Also, like, he seems like a very big dude, at least with, like, I think we saw, like, an actual arm there. It's very big. And his voice somehow didn't sound big to me. Kind of. Like, it's interesting. I want to see how it looks and then kind of connect the voice with how it looks. Like, right now he has a mask on, and I wonder what that's about. Like, he doesn't want people to see who he is. Why? What is he hiding? Like, the rest of his family seems to, like, they have all sorts of goggles and stuff, but overall they're not wearing masks. So it makes me wonder, what is he hiding from them and everyone else? I don't know. Like, what their story's all about. They needed 200 berry for the business, I guess, to upgrade it or something. Like, what business? I'm not sure. They're like wood dismantling business or something. Like that wood ship dismantling business. I'm not sure. Also, poor Luffy. Like, it was very like authentic to see him be like, no, the Marigold can do, like, she's strong. You just don't know it, because that's kind of like, that's how he sees himself. It's like, no matter what, I'm going to, I'm strong. I'm going to defeat, like, even if I kind of lose, I'm going to defeat eventually, or like I'm going to go fight anyway. Like, I'll make it work somehow. Like, he just, he kind of goes through life with sheer belief in himself. And the thing is that he has something to believe in. Like, he has proven to himself again and again that he's capable. And it kind of comes hand in hand, I guess, the fact that, he believes in himself, therefore he wins. And he wins because he believes in himself, and it gives him, like, the belief in himself makes him able to win, but also there's something to believe in, like the fact that he wins makes him believe in himself, basically. Or the fact that, I mean, it's kind of, the belief kind of comes before the winning, but there's also like something to base it on. Like, he's very strong. He's shown already that he's very capable. And even when he kind of, loses maybe for, like, he never really loses all the way, I guess, but like with Crocodile, he kind of almost lost all the way. He always like comes back. And so for himself, it's like obvious to him that, Mary is part of his crew. And so that's just how it's going to be. It's going to rise back up from, it's going to just bolster through and prove to the world that it can do it and still remain, itself their home. And just like any member of his crew that he kind of expected the same thing of, that they will come, like, rise back up. And that has happened quite a few times. That they seem to be totally on the verge of death, and then they come back up. Anyway, but, so it's going to be like a very, like, almost like unacceptable thing for him that this, it's going to take him a long time to accept that this is it, that the Going Merry is not going to be there anymore. Like, I think it's going to, like, it challenges everything he believes about life in a way. Even if he does know that there is death, he does know that he could potentially die. He does know that, and he accepts that, but he doesn't, like, he's not resigned to it. He's like, like, if it happens, it happens, but it's like not something that I think about or that I accept kind of will happen. I don't know if I'm making a lot of sense. But anyway, like it's not something that he deals with on a daily, like, something that he thinks about or like, in the moment when it happens, when it could happen, then sure. Like, then, what can you do about it? But he knows that he's always going to go the fullest to, like, I'm really struggling here. I'm really sorry to, like, put down my thoughts. Anyway, so he just knows that he's going to go all the way in life, before it happens, as it happens. Like, it's a possibility that he's aware exists, that, he will die, or that, something will happen, but he doesn't, just accept that, like, he doesn't think about it until it hits him right in the face, kind of. And the thing is that also, like, I don't think he accepts it about himself. I don't know how much he accepts it about others, because I think it's easier for him to just be like, okay, if I die, then, so be it. But I don't think that he accepts it about members of his crew, and Mary is totally, like, part of their crew. So I think, like, it's a harder thing for him to wrap his head around. He's kind of hypocritical that way, but it makes a lot of sense, because most people would be. Like, it's kind of easier. Things that you kind of accept about yourself sometimes, like bad things that you accept about yourself sometimes, are, you don't apply the same logic to your friends or to people you care about. So it makes a lot of sense that it hits him very hard, and then he's not able to just go along with it. Obviously, like I mean, the rest of the crew, like, they're a lot more, logical about things, I guess, in some ways. So they're just like I think it's very gutting for them to realize that the Going Merry can be fixed, but they're kind of, they're like, they're trying to deal with it. They're like, okay, it's happening. we're just gonna have to figure it out. Or like, I mean, they're kind of like waiting in limbo, I guess, because, you know, no decision has been made yet, because they know that Luffy has to make the decision. Like Zoro said, like Sanji asked him, what are we doing now? And Zoro, I think Sanji, I don't know who said it, whatever. Zoro said, we're just waiting for, you know, those three to make the decision, you know. Like, it's kind of not up to them, and they're just like waiting. And I think as long as the decision has not been made, they haven't had to say goodbye yet. So I think they're kind of like waiting for the, you know, full realization of it to hit, I think. Or like they do know, they realize, like they're sad about it, but, you know, they haven't yet kind of shared the sadness with all of the, like with all the crew and those who are hit by it the most, or like the hardest for them to accept, which is pretty much Usopp and Luffy. So, you know, and kind of like acknowledge this loss that they all share, kind of, which is something that they've never had to do before. They've never lost anyone among them before. They lost Nami, but they had her back now, and now there's no coming back. Like Nami left, and they, you know, brought her back, but like if someone dies, there's no option of that. You know, if someone, like if Mary is gonna go, she's just gonna be gone. Wow, it's very intense to think that you're so connected to a ship, but it definitely, like, yeah. I mean, everything about it is so familiar. Everything about it is so iconic. Like, just, you know, seeing that head, you know, the figurehead of the sheep, or the ship. And to think that it's going to, you know, not be your ship anymore. Like, it's so, wow. It's hard to wrap your head around. I do wonder, like, what the new ship is going to look like and how we're going to accept it. Like, wow, it's going to be so hard. I don't know. It's going to be weird. Okay, let's get into the next episode. I wonder what the spoiler in the opening song is. Like, do we see the new ship or something? Or Frankie or something? In the way that I spoiled myself about Robin joining us, I guess. The thing about Frankie is that I don't hear him talked about like the rest of the crew, I think. Maybe just because I try not to spoil myself. So like I haven't really seen people talk about One Piece, but overall, like I kind of knew about the rest of the members, and Frankie, like I just heard his name, but beyond that, I don't know what to expect from him. Yeah, his voice, yeah, we see his limbs. So do they go after pirates just because they know no one will persecute them for that? Yeah. Well, he's already made a stand just by the fact that he came back here when usually he runs away. So far, Frankie, dude, you're really not making a good impression of yourself. Yeah. Totally comes across as a villain. Like I was kind of wondering if a deal kind of drove them, like, okay, we're going to steal from pirates, we're not going to let pirates something. But here it just sounds like they're just taking advantage of the fact that pirates are illegal and they can't do anything about it. And usually, it's fair enough because, pirates did steal the money and stuff. But in our case... Oh. Hopefully she comes back. Yeah. Did she tell them that Usopp is supposed to be lying on a sidewalk somewhere? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. The blood. Yeah, follow that. Yeah, go save him. Is that Luffy? Is that Usopp? No, that's... Like, I was like, maybe they threw him. What the fuck is happening? What are you doing? What did you do? I thought he might, appear, much later. And then he went back. What do you want, dude? Whether he has it or not. Has what? What are they looking for? What do you have? So you have it, whatever it is. What the hell? He just has it pinned up on his wall. We know he knows Robin or something, or at least when he heard her name, he had a reaction. I mean, obviously he knows Robin. Oh, what the hell's going on there? Where? They just threw him out. Wait, Chopper, but take care of him first. What is happening? I mean, what? We're just gonna let him. Okay. I mean, he's alive. He's not gonna die. I can save him, but okay. Totally. I still feel Chopper should have, treated him before he went in or something, but okay. I guess we're just gonna be we're gonna finish them in 2 seconds, and then we can treat Usopp. Oh, he's huge. Let's go. You made us angry, and you're going to regret it. Yeah, you beat up on like the weakest, not the weakest, one of the weaker members of the group, and now you're going to face the strongest ones. You kind of asked for it. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Zoro took care of I don't know how many of you when he wasn't angry. Oh no, you're making this personal. Okay. Yes, right. It's not even hidden though. Like he's doing this on purpose. Yeah, I guess he was just, building up momentum for the actual hits. Cannon. Well, Luffy's cannon can shatter this armor, as you can see. Yeah, tell us where your guy is. You should have had a talk before you beat up our friend. Thank you for telling us. Are the cannons also made of iron? Oh, you don't say. Like it was important for Chopper to be part of this fight too, to avenge Usopp. How many of them are there? What now? Oh my god, shut up. Yeah. His name is Frankie. Yeah, it's about their friend. Okay, they still have some spirit apparently. Anything shot can? What? That's your specialty? To throw mugs of coffee? Or something? I don't know what that was. Okay, that house is demolished. Officially so. How is he going to react to that? What are those? Oh, they think it's just a party. Who are these girls? Okay. He's planning to buy something in the black market. Yeah, they said the shopping district, but it's not gonna do any good. Yeah, everything is happening at the same time, isn't it?
船だけどよ。
Yeah.
ん
What?
決めたよ。
Okay, what's that? What did you decide?
ゴーイングメリー号とは、ここで別れよう。
That's so sad. Like he needed to face, like he needed the time to, I guess, digest it and realize. I mean, what they said to him, like last episode, when they said, "You're a captain. How can you talk about, just like what do you want the ship to just sink for you to realize that it's over? Like they have to say goodbye." Anyway, Usopp, yeah, really couldn't do much, but just the fact, like I thought about it later, like obviously just the fact that he went back showed the amount of how much he was willing to stake on this, how much he was willing to, like how important it was for him to show that he wasn't a complete failure, because usually he would run or hide or at least he would say so or something, or wait for his friends or something like that. But here he really, really took it personally, and they took it personally when he was beaten, because obviously like he was already beaten up. He went to them already, like they already knew he was weak. He was already in a very bad condition, and they just kept on hurting him like until it was down. Like they could have, like obviously it was funny to them, and I mean he came in there to pick a fight, but still there was nothing they were proving by hitting on him more. Like they could have just held him back, or like they could have easily stopped him, I think, if they wanted to. I mean, obviously, like why would they want to? But it just shows that they, that they had a very easy time to, pick on someone weaker than them when we know how weak they are. Like they already went up against Zoro. I mean, maybe not all of them at once and not on their own turf, but like they already went against Zoro and were defeated promptly. So, they just come across as bullies who like pick on the weaker ones to prove to themselves that they're strong or something, or like they feel strong when they take when they bully someone, basically. So they had it all coming, and I was in full support of our crew. And they were sweet the way that they just like we're all thinking about Usopp, and went in there and totally demolished them. That was a weird thing at the end there, like anything you can hit, cannon, something, a cannon they can, I don't know, and it seemed like it was like kitchen appliances and I don't know, random objects that they just threw at them. Like they were obviously desperate, but that was like the thing. They were like, I guess they were just kind of bolstering their own spirit, being like, oh yeah, we have our specialty, prepare for it, like. But that was like their last kind of hope to hold them off. I honestly have no idea. I was wondering if, like, I guess his name is Frank. Like, they call him Frankie, and it's the Frankie family. I do wonder if they're, like, actual family. Did they say something? Did they say they're actual family? Or they were just, like, working together, or raised together, or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, a team would see themselves as a family. And, like, the name Frankie came from him, basically. Like, I wonder if, like, because they call him Frankie, and they're the Frankie family, so I wonder if his name is Frankie, or if it's just that it's kind of the name they all adopted, or they just call him by the last name, even though it's everybody's name. But he's the boss, so he gets the Frankie name. I don't know. Anyway, and he doesn't seem to realize that what went on there was actually that everyone was taken down. Like, we were told that they are all weaklings, but the boss isn't, right? So it'll be interesting to see what happens when we do engage with him. When he does, like, I wonder if he's going to take revenge, like want to take revenge for what happened to his family, and then we'll just be like, okay, and then we will face him, or we'll have to look, search him out, because we kind of, it seems like, gave up on the money for now. Like, maybe not gave up, but they were like, okay, if he, like, we don't know where he is, if he's already spending it, then what can we do, and that's kind of problematic anyway. And now we need to say goodbye. It's probably going to be emotional. I already got a little emotional when Luffy said that at the end, because we know how hard it was for him to decide that. So, okay, let's see how they do it, I guess. And I think they need to wait for Usopp to gain some kind of consciousness a little bit, so he would know what's going on. Like, they're probably all going to gather at the ship, I don't know, and be sad about it together. I don't know. And Robin's not going to be there unless she's going to come back. But damn, she's not going to be there. Anyway, let's get into the next episode. That is. I wonder if that will matter to her at all. Like maybe not. Maybe she has like more things to worry about. But it's a big change. Like it's interesting that it happens, that this big thing happens while Robin isn't here at all. Like it kind of really removes her from the crew in a mental, like in a, you know, not just in a physical way, but in a mental way, because she's not there to share this very, very defining moment for them. Like, because loss is definitely part of a journey too. As much as it's the sadder part of a journey. But you can't ignore that it's part of it. And now you're going to tell him that the money is gone and the ship is gone. And I mean, it's not gone yet, but it's going to be gone. You need to say goodbye. Yeah. It seems so. We're just waiting.
1億ベリーあればあの連中に直してもらえそうなのか。どうなんだルフィ。いや、それがよ、ウソップ、船はよ、乗り換えることにしたんだ。
The way he put it though. He's not gonna tell him that they can't see it. He doesn't say that. Okay, he just like takes the blame on himself. Maybe so Usopp will have, someone else to blame, maybe not himself. Yeah, I think Luffy in a way also couldn't say it. Like didn't want to say it. Yeah, he knows this. He did, he wanted to. Suddenly acting all captain like. Oh wow. Oh fuck. Oh, Sanji did that? Oh wow. Okay, we're all getting emotional. Yeah. What? No. Oh shit. Then Usopp's leaving? Oh wow. Okay, yeah, this really turned, like I knew it would turn emotional, but not this way. Shit. And Usopp was already feeling useless, so it just kind of fits into the narrative. What? that you're useless.
お前らの化け物じみた強さにはついて
But Nami can't either, and
ただの金の番すら他にできない。この先もまたお前らに迷惑かけるだけだよ、俺は。
yeah, he's feeling not good enough.
弱え仲間はいらねえんだろ。
When did they say that? Except Luffy right now. But he didn't mean it that way.
そこまで高みへ行けなくていい。俺が海へ出ようとした時、お前らが船に誘ってくれた。
Yeah.
何言ってんだ。早く乗る。
俺たちもう仲間だろ。
それだけの縁だ。
What do you mean?
俺はこの一味をやめる。
But it's something that Usopp feels that he needs to deal with. I don't know if there's anything we can say
ウソップは大事な仲間じゃない。
except tell him that we want him.
ルフィ、
What is he gonna say?
確かにその船は船長であるお前のもんだ。だから俺と戦え。モンキー D ルフィ。
For this ship?
俺と決闘しろ。また俺はここへ戻ってくる。そしたらメリーゴーをかけて決闘だ。お前を倒してメリーゴーはもらっていく。それで俺とお前たちとの縁も終わりだ。
That's interesting because Luffy just said that he's like, obviously it's not about really the ship because Luffy said he would buy a new one. Like supposedly he could give it over to Usopp, but it's about his place in the crew.
だって急な話でカッとなってただけよ。こうなったら引き返せねえよ。そんなことない。あんたが謝って、そしてもう一回話し合えばいいじゃない。
Sometimes you need to fight, I guess. Also, I mean, Usopp.
もう無理だって。どうしてよ。
Sometimes you need to talk with your fists.
言ってるほど、ソップはバカじゃない。それに話し合って変わるくらいの意見なら、こんなことにはなんねえよ。
That's true.
昼間に来たんだろ、ここに。サンキー一家だよ。ああ、それがどうした。なんでその時お前の手で全員再起不能にしとかなかったんだ。
You did it. What? Okay, great. Now we're blaming each other.
買い物なんか行かずにあいつらとやり合えばよかったじゃねえか。俺はコックとして必要な食料を。
やめなさいよ、こんな時に。仕事なんてもうたくさん。
Even though they're fighting, it's part of the crew dynamic.
今朝までの楽しかった時間が嘘のように。この上さらに、ロビンの身に何か起きてた。
Yeah, it feels like everything's falling apart.
この一味がバラバラになっていくみたい。
Damn. This took a turn for the worse.
麦わらの一味か。まあ、今夜はどうにも落ち着かねえな。
Join the party.
約束の10時だ。急いで。
Like Usopp's like also leaving supposedly because he said he couldn't keep up, and now he's like fighting Luffy. I guess in a way it would be showing that what he can do on his own against Luffy, who's like the strongest. I don't know what to expect from this fight, to be honest.
おじけづかずに来たな。どんな目にあっても後悔するなよ。お前が望んだ決闘だ。
当たり前だ。本気で来いよ。帰り討ちにしてやる。もうお前を倒す算段はつけてきた。
What? Okay. Wow, I'm really intrigued. Wow. what an episode to stop on. Okay. I have expectations now. Like, I definitely think that it can't be just... Because it's obvious that Luffy can win against Usopp. So it can't just be, oh, Luffy won against Usopp. Like, And it's really interesting, especially after we saw Usopp being beaten like that, like twice, and he's injured. So it has to be some kind of trick. And we know that Usopp like works with his brain. So it has to be some kind of trick or something that Usopp has in mind. That is really interesting. Wow, I did not expect this. Like I thought, I mean, okay, obviously it was going to be a big deal to reveal to Usopp that that the ship was no longer, couldn't be sailed any longer, that we had to give up on it. I think it was a very, very interesting choice. Also, although it made a lot of sense to me, but the way that, Luffy chose to disclose that information, like I think in a way he wanted to remove his own emotional attachment to it. So he was just like, okay, it was really hard for me to get to this decision. Instead of letting Usopp, kind of struggle with it too, or see me struggle with it, I'm just going to be like, I'm just going to like pretend that I'm over it. Kind of be like, okay, I've decided, I'm buying a new ship. And it totally like put all the blame on Luffy. And I mean, I don't think he did it on purpose, like deliberately, like thinking this is what he wants to do. But I think there was something subconscious about it. Like Usopp accused him of trying to, protect his feelings or something. But I think there was an element of that in what Luffy was doing. Because, Usopp was the one who took care of the ship throughout. So basically saying, oh, the ship is broken beyond repair is still kind of his responsibility, even if it's not directly, it doesn't matter. It's not about the money, because it doesn't matter how much money we would have paid them. They couldn't fix it. So it's not like directly related to this incident where Usopp, just like the money was stolen from him and he couldn't do anything about it. It's also about the fact that Usopp, took care of the ship this whole time. And I mean, maybe it's not like it's not his fault, obviously, but he could also, I guess, potentially feel guilty for that. So the way that Luffy just kind of phrased it put all the blame on Luffy. Like he didn't even at first explain why he made this decision. It was just like, oh yeah, I've given up on Mary. We're going to say goodbye to her and I'm going to buy a new ship. I've decided. So what I'm thinking is that it's both Luffy kind of trying to protect himself, kind of being unable to say what happened, what made him come to this decision, and also kind of protecting Usopp from telling him why they came to this decision, because it's like a final thing and it's very like hard to bear. And in a way, Luffy was kind of sparing him from having to like come to terms with that idea. Although that obviously wasn't the right tack, because it just made everything worse, because it just made Luffy come across as super feelingless, like a super like, oh yeah, I'm just buying a new ship, suck it or something, like for no reason. And then when finally the reason was revealed, Usopp was already angry. Usopp was already ready not to be, mollified by anything. And then of course he would find fault with anything and just be like, and also like the thought that Luffy like doesn't give up on his friends, like that was kind of the thing that we always knew, that his friends mattered the most to him, that he handpicked this crew because it was like, because the people are what mattered. And then now he's given up on a crew member, and also saying, oh, ships are not like humans, it's not the same. But I think Luffy was just lying to himself. He was like trying to kind of, he didn't want to, like, he already had to face the loss to come to this decision. He already had to kind of really struggle with the idea of the loss of Mary. And I think he was just kind of avoiding having to say it, having to face it again, to make it real again. So he was just kind of trying to, trying to avoid going through all of that again, and just coming to the conclusion without giving all the facts, and kind of trying to remove his own feelings from the equation, so he will be able to stick to his decision. And basically say like, oh, it's just a ship. It doesn't matter. Everything that Usopp didn't need to hear right then, because it just made him so much like it, and it just kind of all connected back to him feeling useless. And if he had doubts, and it makes sense that he did have doubts about his placement in the crew, his like worthiness inside the crew, then it would all come boiling up and just be like, okay, you're giving up on Mary so easily, you're giving up on me. Listen, then why won't you just give up on me? I don't have, like, basically what happened just now is that he couldn't protect the money that was so important to all of them, got beaten up for it, needed to be rescued, like went back, needed to be rescued, and then to top it all is losing the ship. Like it just seems like he's always causing like trouble and not really giving them anything. I mean, in his perspective, it's certainly you can understand why he feels that way, especially in that moment. Like everything kind of like too much happened too close together, and you know, and the fact that they all appreciate him as a crew member, it kind of pales in the face of what he sees as, you know, just letting everyone down with everything, you know, and just not being enough, not being strong enough, not being good enough, not being anything, you know. Like he wants to be a warrior of the sea, but he hasn't yet been able to really like prove his strength or really like overcome his fears enough. And like you're always kind of the worst critique of yourself. So obviously for him, like he just focuses on the bad, especially now that he feels that, you know, he's being abandoned, that Luffy is able, like the fact that Luffy is able to turn his back on something so precious to the crew just made it, you know, to Usopp, it was kind of like the final kind of seal on a lot of doubts that he had. It just kind of tipped him over the edge, it seems like. And so that was really, really sad that it took that turn. And it makes a lot of sense because all of them are struggling. And like, obviously, like I said, they weren't really feeling it yet. They were talking, they were accepting the fact that, you know, oh, we can't repair the Mary anymore. Like, we have to give up on it. Okay, we'll wait for Luffy's decision. Like, they were kind of holding at bay what they were really feeling about it, I think, because it wasn't final yet. It wasn't like, okay, we're not saying goodbye yet. And now, so it kind of came out, now that you know, this is emotional, like, kind of fight between Usopp and Luffy, it kind of brought up a lot of emotions and a lot of people, like, you know, and like it had to have some kind of outlet. And it came out this way, and it's so sad. It was sweet to see, you know, I mean, like Chopper and Nami and Sanji all being like horrified with the idea of Usopp leaving. I mean, obviously all of them are, but they were like, I mean, like Sanji, you know, like how angry he was as soon as Luffy almost said, like, get off my ship or something, like if you don't agree with me, just like leave. Like, that was horrible. That was a horrible thing to say, that Luffy like almost said it, because he was obviously also affected by the emotions. Like, each of them is just, the thing is that everyone deals with their own emotions, with strong emotions like loss and grief their own way. So sometimes it becomes really ugly when it's not all what you meant, you know. And Luffy like said immediately after he was hit that, oh God, I'm sorry, it's not what I meant, you know. But the fact that he almost said it, and it was like, we heard enough of it that, you know, it was enough for Usopp to hang on, to cling to, and be like, okay, this is what you want, then fair enough. Like, you just like, it seems so easy for you to just turn your back on your friend, so you might as well turn back on me too. And it's just like the most horrible thing, especially after, you know, we had that Aokiji meeting too, when we were standing by Robin's side, and you know, and like Luffy was looking out for his crew and everything, like put his life on the line for his crew. And like we just came from a high of like, yeah, we stand by our crew, it doesn't matter to us what the past is, we trust everyone, you know, we're, you know, this is what makes us us and stuff. And then we lose Robin. Like, Robin isn't even here. It's already like a crack in everything that they were trying to believe in. And then losing the Mary, and now like Usopp telling them he's leaving. Like, shit, like we just crash landed from where we were just like a day ago, I guess. Wow. And also I love that, you know, Zoro, like, he's never emotional. So we just like, and he always has, like, he always kind of looks on things a little bit from a little further away, kind of like, and is able to say like things like more, you know, on the logical side, kind of, or like a less attached kind of side. So anyway, it made sense that he wouldn't say anything and just kind of absorb the situation kind of from the sidelines and try to figure it out for himself, I guess, like what the right thing is to do, like kind of looking up to Luffy, kind of looking to the others, kind of, you know, assessing the situation pretty much, and not being able to say anything though. And now this fight against Luffy. But it definitely, like, I feel like it's needed. They need to, like, talking definitely didn't work here. The talking was terrible, to be honest. Because, you know, because all of them were trying to kind of protect one another, protect themselves, and not being able to be really truthful. So it all kind of came out in the worst way. So they need to just kind of clear the air kind of by fighting each other to the death. I mean, I'm not to the death. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I feel like it is definitely a thing that happens, that people just need to like sometimes clear up an issue by just fighting each other physically. Like, so, especially I guess with men, that sometimes talking just doesn't work. Like sometimes you just need to talk with your fist, like I said. And then maybe the talking can happen. Like when you get out your anger and frustration on something. So, and that's why I guess Nami's like, what are you doing? You know, like she doesn't get it at all because it's more like a men thing, I think. I'm not saying all men and all the time, but I do feel like it's a little bit more of a men thing. Even though girls can definitely fight too, but yeah, you know, it's still, there's still a difference. Anyway, so in a way also like through this fight, Usopp will like, I think in a way will prove his own strength, his own kind of worth by showing us what he can do against Luffy of all people, you know? Except of course you would wonder if Luffy is really giving it his all and not trying to hold back because it's Usopp and he's injured. But I think Luffy will respect the fact that, you know, Usopp told him fight all the way. We'll see what happens there. I'm really interested to see how it goes. And yeah, I didn't see this coming, but wow, it was very well done because it all kind of like it just feels like wow, we've hit like a definitely a new low for the crew as a whole. And it's definitely important because you have to have like these low moments in order to kind of like you make the bond stronger at the end of the day. If there are really low moments when you think that all is going to be lost, and then you somehow persevere through it, and you know, you have to air out these like things that kind of fester inside. Like with Usopp, he said, I've been thinking about it, that I'm not good enough. I can't keep up with you. You know, so I've been thinking that I should maybe leave or something. Like he's had this doubt kind of niggling at him, right? So now he was kind of forced to bring it out into the open. Like it would have been a lot harder for him to just kind of bring it up and be like, okay, yeah, I don't know, I feel like I'm not good enough or something. Like it wouldn't have had the same impact. It wouldn't have had, like maybe they would have been dismissive to it and be like, no, of course not, we want you here. And it wouldn't have had the same kind of, you know, wouldn't have been given this moment to resolve itself, to kind of, you know, air it out and be able to like face it and be like, okay, you know, this is what I'm feeling right now, and you know, I need to work through it somehow. So fighting Luffy is the best way to do that. But anyway, yeah, it brings things up to the surface that maybe wouldn't have been aired out otherwise. So it's good. And it's like in any kind of relationship, there are moments when you just, you know, there are hard moments when you think all is lost or it's over or like we're not going to be friends anymore. And after you come out the other side and you realize, okay, we can have disagreements, we can have fights, and we're still, you know, we're still a crew, then it's going to make you stronger. Of course, we haven't yet went there. We haven't reached there, but that's what we're hoping for. So we'll see how this fight goes, though. I'm very interested to see what Usopp has in store. And yeah, damn. I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Special thanks to my top patrons: Betty and Tier, Andy Plays All Night, Stone Tree, Tyrannor, Michael Gabriel, and Shiakuben. And to the rest of my amazing patrons, without whose support I will never be able to do any of this. Thank you so much.